Hello boys and girls, this is Mr. So. Welcome back for another lesson of biology. Today we are going through lesson 57, jaunts. Before you start watching the video, remember to like and subscribe my channel and also share the video to your classmates. Let's start. What are jaunts? Jaunts, they are the place where the bones meet. It helps to make the skeleton flexible for movement. Some of the jaunts, they are immovable jaunts. They are not able to move, such as between each of the small bones in the skull. These are the immovable jaunts, while others, they are movable jaunts. Elbow joint, 手踭關節. It is actually an example of movable joint. What is found in a movable joint? Let's take a look at the structure. In the movable joint, we can find ligaments, 韌帶. What are ligaments? Ligaments, they are actually some elastic fibers, which allows movement. And since the ligaments join the bones together, therefore it prevents dislocation, 甩臼. At the two-end surface of the bones, we can also see the cartilage, 軟骨. Cartilage, they help to absorb shock and reduce the friction, which prevents the bones from wearing away. The two ends of the bones is covered by a synovial membrane, 滑液膜. What is the function of this synovial membrane? That is to secrete the synovial fluid, 滑液. It helps to reduce the friction during movement and also nourish the cartilage cells. Nourish, that means provide nutrients to the cartilage cells. Let's take a look at the classwork 17.1. Question D. Can you draw and label all the components of a synovial joint in the following diagram? Besides the bones, which makes up the joint, there are ligaments given to you, which helps to joint the two bones together. Now, what are the remaining structure which helps to make up the synovial joint? There should be cartilage at the two ends of the long bones. So let's write down the name, cartilage. 軟骨. Besides the cartilage, what other structures can you find in the synovial joint? There should be the membrane in blue. They are called the synovial membrane. Alright, let's write down the name of synovial membrane. 滑液膜. And inside the synovial membrane, what would you find? You should be able to find the fluid called the synovial fluid. Let's label the fluid inside the synovial membrane. They are called the synovial fluid. 滑液. This is all the structure which you can find in the synovial joint. Let's take a look at question E to fill in the blanks with the appropriate word. Component, synovial membrane. What is the function? It helps to secrete the synovial fluid, which is important to reduce friction between the bones during movement and helps to nourish, that means provide nutrient to the cartilage cells. Let's take a look at the next. Ligaments. What is the function? It helps to hold the bones in place and prevent dislocation, 甩臼, during movement. It is also elastic in nature so that it allows the bones to move at the joints. The last part, cartilage. What is the function? It helps to absorb shock and it reduces the friction between the bones and prevent them from wearing away. 磨損啊. Alright, this is the function of the three components in the movable joint. After looking at the structure of our movable joints, let's take a look at the types of movable joints. There are hinge joint, 鉸鏈關節, and the ball and socket joint, 球窩關節. Let's take a look at the hinge joint first. The meaning of hinge, that means 門鉸. Hinge joints allows the movement in one plane only. Take a look at the part which I labeled it with a star. This part, it only moves along in the plane. Therefore, we call this a hinge joint. Example of hinge joints such as the elbow joint in your arm and the knee joint in your leg. The second type of joint is called the ball and socket joint. It allows the movement of the bones in many planes. This is the ball, and this is the socket, cup-shaped. It allows the ball and socket joint to move in many planes and sometimes even rotate. Example of ball and socket joints includes the shoulder joint and also the hip joint. The following video shows you the joint replacement surgery. When a person gets old, the cartilage inside the body will wear out. These cause the bones to rub against each other, and this causes great pain and discomfort during movement. A joint replacement surgery is done to reduce the pain. The damaged bones, they are being cut away. A metal surface is put on the joints. This helps to make the movements a lot smoother than before. This reduces the pain during movement. Please go to your textbook page 13 to finish the MCQ. Let's take a look at the classwork 17.1. Let's take a look at question A. Can you give 3 functions of structure A? First of all, what is structure A? Structure A, it is the vertebral column. 脊柱. So the function of it includes protection, of course. What is it protecting? It is protecting the spinal cord physically. So please write down the answer. For physical protection of spinal cord. Besides the physical protection of spinal cords, what else? Your vertebral column, it helps to act like a backbone for support as well. Other functions such as it allows many muscle attachment on it as well. It increases the surface area for muscle attachment. Can you give me one more function of this vertebral column? That is for production of blood cells. Question B. Can you name the type of movable joint to which W and Y belong to? Let's take a look at the joints W and Y. Are they a hinge joint or a ball and socket joint? The answer should be they are ball and socket joints. Can you explain why? Why are they ball and socket joints? Because these joints allows the movement in many planes. B2. What about the type of movable joint to which both X and Z belong to? Let's take a look at X and Z. Is it a ball and socket joint or a hinge joint? The answer should be hinge joint. The explanation is because it allows the movement in one plane only. Question C. Can you state the difference in the range of movements Allowed by John W. and John Z. I think the answer is very straightforward. I gave you the hints in question B1 and B2 already. Please do it on your own. That's it for the video about the joints. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.